Good morning. Today we're going to be dividing 4-digit by 1-digit numbers. You see on the left here that I've written out the base 10 blocks for you. This is not for every problem, but this is to help us figure out what numbers to use when solving using partial quotients. So let's start by setting up our partial quotients. I see I have 2,652 as my dividend, so I'm going to write that here in the center. Draw my partial quotient symbol. And I'm dividing into two groups. So I'm putting 2 on the outside because 2 is my divisor. Now, first what I'm going to do is I'm going to think how many do I need to put in each group if I have 2 groups to get somewhere close to 2,000 because the 2 is in the thousands place. Well, I'm going to use this to help me here. I started with 2,000, put them into 2 groups. Oh, I see 1,000 is going in each group. So I'm going to put over here 1,000 because 1,000 cubes can go in each group. 2 groups with 1,000 in each group means I'm using 2,000. If you noticed, we had crossed out 2,000s over here. Remember, the numbers that we're putting over here represent one group, and the numbers we're putting here represent how much we're taking from the entire whole. So now I'm going to subtract, just like I am if I crossed out. I'm going to subtract 2 minus 0 is 2, 5 minus 0 is 5, 6 minus 0 is 6. So I have 652 left over. Well, now let's do the hundreds. I'm thinking I have 2 groups. How many can I put into each group to get close to 652 without going over? Well, I know that 2 times 300 is going to get us to 600. Notice here we put 300s in each group. So we're going to put 300. 2 groups times 300 cubes in each group equals 600 cubes used. We're going to subtract, and we have 52 left over. Well, now let me look at my tens. I have 5 tens. Well, I know 2, 4, 6. Oh, there's nothing that can get me exactly to 5 tens, but I know that I can get to 4 tens. 2 times 2 tens, or 20, gets us 4 tens, or 40. Notice here that we put 2 tens in each group. 2 times 20 is 40, just like we crossed out 4 tens here. Our leftover would be 12. Notice we had leftover 12 here, but we regrouped this 110 to make 12 ones. Well, I know my basic facts of 2 times 6 equals 12, so I know that each group is going to get 6 cubes. 2 times 6 cubes in each group, it's going to be 12 cubes in total. I subtract and I have nothing left over. When I have nothing left over, I know that I'm done dividing. I can add these up. 1,000 plus 300 plus 20 plus 6 equals 1,326. There's no remainder. So my quotient, or my answer to a division problem, is 1,326. Let's move on to B. I'm going to start 4,516 divided by 3, right? That is my partial quotient. Well, let me think. I see I have 4,000s, but when I'm thinking of my basic facts, 3 times 1,000 is 3,000. 3 times 2,000 is already 6,000. That's too much. So I'm going to do 3 times 1,000. Notice we put 1,000 in each group. So 3 groups times 1,000 in each group is 3,000. Interesting. We had crossed out 3,000s here and had that leftover 1,000 left over that we had to regroup. So 4,516 minus 3,000, let's subtract. Oh, that's 1,516. Well, I know that if I were to still be doing thousands, 3 times 1,000, that's already 3,000, which is too big. So I'm going to move to hundreds. I see I have 1,500s here, which is the exact same amount that we had here when we regrouped. 1,500s. Well, I know that 3 times 5 is 15, so 3 times 500 would be 1,500. Interesting. We put 500s in each group, just like we put 500 over to the side, representing how much is in each group. 3 times 500 is 1,500. We're going to subtract. Wow, we only have 16 left over. Well, let me just use my basic facts. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 6, oh, that's 18. That's too big. So I'm going to use 3 times 5. Oh, wow, we put 5 in each group, just like we did over here. 3 times 5 is 15. 16 minus 15 is 1. Well, I know I can't split up 1 evenly between all 3 groups, so 1 is going to be my remainder. Let's add these up. 1,505. So my answer, my quotient, is going to be 1,505, remainder 1. Let's do one more problem. This time we're not going to use base 10 blocks. We're just going to use partial quotients. So I'm starting with 4,543, and we're dividing into 3 groups. So I'm thinking first, sorry, it's so blurry. Well, I'm thinking with my thousands, I have 4 thousands. So I'm going to start by thinking 3 times 1,000 is 3,000. 3 times 2,000 is 6,000. So that's too much. So I'm going to do 3 times 1,000. 3 times 1,000 is 3,000. I'm going to write that underneath. And then I'm going to subtract. Oh, this is similar to the last problem. So I know that 3 times 1,000 is already 3,000, which is too big for 1,000. So I'm going to look for my hundreds now. I have 1,500s. So I'm thinking my basic facts. 3 times 100, or I'm sorry, 3 times 100 is 300. 3 times 200 is 600. 3 times 300 is 900. 3 times 400 is 1,200. So 3 times 500, oh, that's 1,500, which is exactly what we were looking for. So I'm going to write 500 over here. 3 times 500 is 1,500. Subtract. Oh, we only have 43 left over? Let's see. I know that it's 4 tens. So I'm trying to get something times 3 to get as close to 4 tenths or 40. Let's see. I know that 3 times 10 is 30, and 3 times 20 is 60. Oh, 60 is too big. So I'm going to use 10, because 3 times 10 is 30. Subtract. 13 left over. Let's see. I'm going to use my basic facts again. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 5 is 15. That's too big. So 3 times 4 is the only number left that is smaller than, our product would be smaller than 13. 3 times 4 is 12. We're going to subtract, have 1 left over. 1 is our remainder. So now let's add these up. 1,000 plus 500 plus 10 plus 4 is 1,514. Oh, so our quotient, or our answer, is 1,514, remainder 1.